The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
What's up, guys? This is Robert James of the band Silent Theory, and you're listening to the BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father, and as always, I am bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's an honor and a privilege to have Mr. Robert James of Silent Theory back on the show. Going to be talking about Silent Theory's new official music video for their new single, Before the Storm, which originally premiered on Tattoo.com. Before the Storm was directed by Jon Kuritz, Make Waves Entertainment. Silent Theory's previous albums, Delusions, was released September 10th of 2016, and Black Tie Affair was released October of 2011. The single Living the Dream, which was made available on, you guys know, the video game Rock Band, which I don't think is even remotely close of out there now. So, man, how's it going? Welcome back on the show.
Thank you so much for having me back. I'm doing well.
That's awesome, man, and kudos to you guys. You guys have been busting your asses off since the last time I talked to you.
Yeah, we're trying to keep busy, trying to keep moving this thing forward.
How's it being in the band with brothers Mitch Scott and George Swanger?
I met Mitch when I was like 22, something like that. I mean, honestly, it's really not too bad. I mean, they're a really close family, and they're really good about bringing people into their family. I mean, as far as the band stuff goes, like, it really doesn't affect stuff too much. As far as, like, people always ask about, like, decision-making and stuff like that. And, I mean, I feel like we always make decisions as a group and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, the nice thing about them being brothers and being so close is I feel like all bands have, you know, their minor quabbles and, like, things like that when you're on the road and living in confined space together. And the nice thing about their family is, you know, if they ever get to a point of having an argument about something, they say what they need to say, we do what we need to do, and then we go get something to eat. Like, it's over that quick, and we just kind of figure it out. So
It's like a family thing. It has to be.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Bob, how's it been working with Tag Publicity, man? Because you guys have been there for, what, a couple years now, working with those guys?
Yeah, we really have. We've worked with them kind of off and on and stuff like that, and it just Tom and his team do such phenomenal work. They have just so many great connections, and they really are about the bands. Like, they're just fans of music, and they love being a part of it. And, you know, I don't know, I can't say enough nice things about Tom and his team. They're really phenomenal people.
They are.
And,
yep.
You know, they're great at what they do.
And I will say this, man, they are constantly, not just them, there's other PR firms I work with, but I mean, they are just one of a few handfuls that are pushing bands out there. And I think that's great. That's really great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Silent Theory's official music video for Before the Storm is out now. Was it hard to choose between which was going to be the single? Let's talk about that a little bit, because we're going to get into all this, what's coming down the pipe, things like that. Was it hard to put this one out, to choose which one?
I don't think so, because we're still very much in the process of writing a new album and stuff like that. And this was one of those songs that it organically came together so naturally and easily and stuff like that. We just felt really strongly about it. Not to mention, like, we're pretty proud of the music, but, like, when we put together the music and then when Dakota came back with the lyrics, it was kind of like Fragile Minds. Whereas the first time we heard it, we're like, yeah, like, that's the one. Like, so we were pretty confident with it. Thankfully, so far, people have been receiving it pretty well and really enjoying it. So that's always a good affirmation. About 2 years since we released anything new, and, you know, we've had a lot of really great people supporting us and a lot of really great people, like, you know, buying into the Silent Theory thing, and so we really felt like we owed it to them to get some new music out. So right now we just have the single out, but we're definitely working on a new album and trying to get that out as soon as possible, because I know we like making music and sharing it with people, and I feel like people have earned some new music. So
getting the good reviews back on this single, does that put the excitement back into working on this album and getting stuff out quick now?
Yeah, I mean, it really does. Like, I mean, we're open to, constructive criticism of any sort, like, and even sometimes the unconstructive criticism is kind of at least funny to, laugh about. But it is nice when we get like the positive feedback, and it's pretty amazing, especially if you go through like our YouTube comments and just, kind of hit the comment threads on all of our social media. Like, it's been pretty overwhelming, the impact that this song and video has had, and just like the stories that people are sharing with us about their personal struggles and different problems going on in their life, and saying that our music is really kind of helping them get through that next step. And it's really powerful. Like, it's really, really amazing thing to be able to be a part of that. So
yeah, you don't have to be a big national touring band to make a difference in somebody's life by a song. Just the little garage bands have a total huge impact. So kudos, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
Before the Storm was directed by Jon Kuritz, and I hope I pronounced his last name correctly, from Make Waves Entertainment. How was working with him on this?
We really, really like working with Jon because, one, he's a very personable guy, but he's also got a really good eye for this kind of stuff. He actually is the same guy that shot our video for Watch Me Burn, and I think he kind of struggled with that one a little bit because we really put some restrictions on that one because we really intentionally wanted to keep the Watch Me Burn video very simple, very kind of bare bones, mostly band performance shots and stuff. And he's a really creative guy, so he had a lot of really awesome ideas that we were like, maybe next time and stuff. And so this go around, we gave him a lot more free reign and stuff, and which was really good because we have zero experience hiring actors and stuff like that. So like the Fragile Minds video, like the guy that acted in that was one of our good friends who's been, a really devout follower of the band for as long as we've been around and stuff like that. And so that one was pretty easy because that, we knew that connection, but we've never worked with real actors before. And so having Jon with that experience really helped. And then, he's just got a lot of good resources and, like I said, a lot of really great ideas that, he could see the final product before we could. And so sometimes through that process, it's hard. Like, you see things going on, and you're like, I don't know if that's really where we're going. It's just trust me, it'll be okay. And it turned out great. We're really, really pleased with how everything turned out.
Now, we talked about the album here just a little bit ago, songs and whatnot, but do you have a few songs written already? Are you still compiling them? Are you guys wanting to do another full length or EP? What's going on with that possibly?
Kind of a yes to all of those questions. We do have a couple of songs that I think are finished enough to get into the studio and kind of polish up in there. And then we definitely have a few more songs that we're actively hammering through, and we're really excited about all the stuff coming out because we're trying to evolve a little bit as a band and as musicians and stuff, but what's really exciting is while I think our music is kind of evolving and taking on a little bit more depth, it's still very definitively Silent Theory. So if you really love Delusions and all of those songs that we've done in the past, I think you will absolutely love the new stuff coming out. But yeah, so we're still writing, and we're very much album people, both as music fans and as a band. I personally love to put on a vinyl or a CD and just listen start to finish. That's just kind of how I like to enjoy music. So I think our ultimate goal is to get another full-length album. But that being said, if we're getting into a spot where we're only really happy with 5 or 6 songs, I think we will release an EP just because we want to make sure we're putting out the best that we can do. We don't want to just throw a couple songs on just to fill it out if we're not 100% sold on them. So
Right. Would you say that playing South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, put Silent Theory on that bigger stage to make people take notice of you guys and kind of open up more doors for you all, possibly? Yes
and no. I mean, for anybody who hasn't been to South by Southwest, I definitely think you should go check it out. It's a really cool experience because, they basically take a little, roughly 2-mile, section of town, and every restaurant, every bar, everywhere that has an open space turns into a venue, and there's just music from 8 in the morning till 2 in the morning, and there's music, food, booze. It's just a really cool culture and environment. Everybody's there for the same reason, just to have a good time. So I definitely think that helped in our progression a little bit, just because it definitely, like, you know, we got to get in front of like some people that we never otherwise would have met. And then it also just kind of was like, that was one of our first experiences really with like the bigger scene and kind of like the corporate side of, you know, the business and stuff like that. So it was really kind of eye-opening in a lot of really good ways and a few just kind of educational ways.
What do you hope everyone takes away from the new single, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any Silent Theory's music in general?
You know, we really don't want to be a cause band. Like, we don't want to like attach ourselves to like one thing and like that's what we write and sing about. But we are very much influenced by the things around us. Like, I mean, it's hard not to be with, you know, the way technology is and stuff like that. Like, you see the news or some version of the news like all the time, pretty much constantly. So we try and like basically take our spin on like how we see the world around us, and then, you know, share that with people. And really, especially with this new single, For the Storm, Dakota was pretty influenced heavily by all the continuing saga of the opioid epidemic, which sadly is very much a thing, and it's something we've been talking about for, you know, 10, 15 years, and I don't think any progress has been made. I think things have only gotten worse, and so it's just one of those things that, like, it's very prevalent and it doesn't seem like it's going away. But it's also one of those things that it affects so many people. But, like, unfortunately, the thing about addiction of all types, and, like, just when you get into those kind of dark places in your life, you feel like you're alone, and you feel like, you know, there's no way out, and like, you know, this is it for you. And really, like, the message I think we would want people to take away from this is that, you know, there's literally millions of people struggling through the same thing that you're going through right now, whether it's mental health issues or drug addiction or whatever that is. And, you know, there is help, and there's strength in asking for help. Like, I mean, we all trip and fall, and it's okay to get a little hand up sometimes. And I don't know, I think that's really what we want people to take away from this, is that, like, it's okay. Like, you know, everybody makes mistakes, and you can definitely come back from this. Like, you just, if you can put in the work, like, it's possible.
Looking back now, man, how much growth musically have you seen this band, and including yourself, go through? Or has it just been more of a personal growth for each of you guys involved in this?
I definitely think our personal growth has been reflected in the musical growth. Like, if anybody goes back and listens to Black Tie Affair, like, I'm still proud of those songs. I still enjoy them. Like, I have a lot of fond memories of playing those on stage and stuff. And when we wrote those songs, Mitch and I were doing pretty much all of the lyric writing, and, you know, we were at the prime party time of our life. And if you listen to those songs, it reflects that. Like, a lot of it's a fun album, and most of it's about drinking and having a good time. And then I think you compare that to Delusions, where the album is a little more grown up. Like, lyrically, I think the stories, like, we're still trying to tell a very relatable and interesting story, but at the same time, I feel like the stories we're telling are a lot more grown up. I think the stories are a lot more relevant to, you know, day-to-day topics and stuff like that. And I think that that progression will continue, because, I mean, I think as we grow as people, I think our music will continue to grow.
What can fans expect at a show from Silent Theory who have not got to see you guys live as of yet, man?
You know, we are really big concert people ourselves, and so we are always trying to, like, make sure that when people come to a concert, they get a show. We put a lot of effort into our live performance and stuff like that, and I mean, I think people can expect the music that they love to be heard in a way that they enjoy it. And then I think that they can, like, we really try and bring the energy and things like that, especially if it's a concert that we are either headlining or, like, you know, really heavily promoted on, and people come to a concert to see us. The way we see it is, if you're willing to spend your money to come hang out with us for a half hour, 45 minutes, hour, whatever it is, we're going to make the most of that and make sure that you get your money's worth and have a good time for hanging out with us.
What do you think Silent Theory brings to the table for music differently than what's out there right now, Robert?
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to speak in, like, really broad generalities about the entire music scene, but I really think that, like, we bring a certain level of humbleness. I mean, like, we're just, as people, we're pretty humble guys. Like, obviously, we'll make jokes about, like, how awesome we are and stuff, but we really appreciate everything that we have gotten. And, like, when we get the opportunity to go out on the road and go meet new fans and stuff like that, like, we really don't take that for granted. We really appreciate every minute that we get of this. And so, yeah, I mean, you can expect to meet some guys with like a lot of dumb jokes, and yeah, people who are just really happy to be there.
Is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Silent Theory gets support from, or even that your music gets played in, man?
Yeah, Brazil. I don't know how we like because everything has metrics online and stuff now, and so we get a lot of really cool information on like who's listening and streaming and downloading and stuff like that. And we've gotten so much like support from the country of Brazil, to include like people writing us messages and like just a lot of correspondence and stuff like that. And there's been a couple times that, thanks to the power of Google Translate, Mitch has had conversations with people in Brazil because, as you might assume, Mitch does not speak Portuguese. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Like and very surprising. Like I've always heard that hard rock and heavy metal is still very much alive in South America, but
yes, sir, it is.
Man, they have just been overwhelmingly supportive.
Yeah. If you're getting support from Brazil, I've always said this. That should be your number one goal right there. Yeah, from Brazil, man, that's huge right there to get support from, because they are metalheads to the end.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they have gorgeous beaches. So, I mean, like, maybe we should make a trip down there. So.
That's true. I'm sure you guys get this. What's it mean to you when you receive an email from a fan, or prior to the shows or after the shows? They may tell you that Silent Theory's music has helped them to overcome obstacles. It's made them to relax from the everyday bullshit that we go through. What's that mean to you all?
Honestly, I mean, it sounds kind of corny, but it means everything. Like, it really just, music is such a powerful tool, and it's kind of like a universal communicator. And so we really try not to take that too lightly. But like when we get messages from people like that, it's crazy because, I mean, we enjoy what we're doing and we think what we're putting out there is worthwhile. But when you get messages like that, it really kind of affirms that you're doing a good thing, and that people are really responding and stuff like that. But I think if I could share one example, like last year when we played Rocklahoma, the day after, we got a message via our website, and it was from a 19-year-old girl who had drove like 18 or 20 hours from Canada down to Pryor, Oklahoma to watch the show. And we were one of the bands that she really wanted to see. And then apparently, like, she said that, like, we put on more of a show than she was expecting, and like was overwhelmed with how awesome the show was. Then we chatted with her and her dad after the show, because they came out to the merch table and, took some pictures, and just, we were happy to do that. And we thought it was just, another fan experience. And then she also continued to tell us that she was having like some really intense like surgery, because she'd had a bunch of medical problems and she had been like really scared about having the surgery and stuff. But then after having such a awesome weekend at Rocklahoma and meeting us and stuff like that, she was a lot more at peace with whatever may come from the surgery and stuff. And that one really caught us off guard. I mean, we try and go out there and have a positive impact, but to hear something like that really makes us grateful that we're allowed to do this.
Man, that's crazy. I hope her surgeries and everything came out okay. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't heard too much from her since then, but like we did follow up with her like a week later to make sure that everything had gone well, and it sounded like it had. So
that's good. That's great. At least you made an impact on someone's life like that. That's awesome, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Folks, get out and check out Silent Theory's new single video right now called Before the Storm. And you want to check that out. Plus, get out and pick up their other previous albums. Robert, is this going to be out sometime this year, this album? Are you guys trying to put something out sometime this year? Or
we really are. We don't have a set date yet, but we are really shooting for like late spring, early summer, so that we can hit tour season hard and heavy with some new music. So,
how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, all this good stuff? How can they do that?
Well, we are on all the social media platforms, so it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Definitely come give us a follow. We love seeing that, and we also love interacting with our fans on those places. You can also go to silenttheory.com. There's links to all of our socials there. And then there's also a link to our store where you can buy some sweet merch, some CDs, that kind of stuff. But yeah, absolutely. Give us a like, shoot us a comment. We love chatting with fans.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do another promo for my show?
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, guys? This is Robert James with the band Silent Theory, and you're listening to the BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up for you all. You only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link plus our YouTube link. Also get out and check out Silent Theory. Great band, great music. Thank you all so much, Robert. Best of luck for 2019, man.
Oh, man, thank you so much for having me again, and look forward to chatting with you in the future.